Okay, hi, I'm Sam from NL Active. Today I'm going to take you through a lower body and core workout. Okay, we've got 8 different exercises. You want to last about sort of 24 minutes to half an hour long if you're adding some stretching at the end. I'm going to take you through the first 2 rounds, which keep getting repeated, so it's going to last about 12 minutes. Make sure you grab yourself a water, get plenty of floor space. It will be just with your body weight only, but there is options to add weights if you want to. Each exercise is going to be 30 seconds on, followed by 15 seconds rest. Okay, this isn't a HIIT class. We want to do things slowly, properly, working on your form, keeping that time under tension, and good sort of mind-muscle connection as well. We're going to start in about 15 seconds. Round 1 for 30 seconds is going to be some body weight squats. I'm going to use that as a nice bit of a warm-up as well to get the heart rate up. Okay, so find yourself a bit of space. I'm going to time myself on my watch. You can stick some music on, you can stick a timer on, and we'll get started. So if you get into your set position, you want your feet just outside your shoulders, feet slightly turned out, upper body nice and tall. You can use your arms for some balance as well. I want to really sit our hips back and down towards the knees. Starting in 3 seconds. Okay, after going to round 1. Okay, so remember, we want to get down nice and low, hips, knees and ankles moving. Upper body stays tall, so back is straight, chest is up. It's always good to sort of look forward and keep your chin up for a squat, so we're not looking down to the floor and tipping forwards. And we're sitting down nice and low, pushing the floor away through the heels. So remember, we're working on our form, our posture, our tempo, and not rushing it too much. Okay, good. So that's a leg start. We're going to keep switching between legs and core. Our next one is going to be a straight arm plank with some toe taps or jumping jack legs. So, nice flat plank position. You can either go for the single taps to the side, time on, or we can add the jumping jack legs, a little bit more movement, hip abductions, picking that heart rate up. Stay nice and strong through the shoulders, nice and flat through the back. If you want to make it a little bit harder, you can go traditional plank style, back to toe taps or jack legs. Keeping your abs braced. Okay, good. That's round 2 done. So remember, we're doing 8 exercises, then we're going to keep repeating and keep changing. Back to lower body. Plenty of floor space in front, with the single leg lunges on the spot. Take a big stride and dip down into a lunge, pushing the floor away, back nice and tall. So want to get your range, big stride, want to get the depth, nice bend in the knee. And then just like a squat, your upper body stays nice and tall. Spine in neutral position, halfway through, hitting them angles, explosive power through your quads, keeping that balance, keeping that straight line. Arms out if you need to. Okay, good. We're going to go back onto the floor. So legs back into core. This time we're nice and flat on our backs. Pin your shoulders down, keep your head back, so spine's flat and neutral. And we're going for single leg raises. So once your legs are elevated, let's try and keep them up there without relaxing to the floor. The weight of your legs is going to train your abs. Try not to bend your knees. Let's keep it going. Nice sort of back roll leg kicks. You can slow it down, go for doubles if you need to. Or if you do really need to tuck your legs, you can go for a little bit of a bend and a tap. Try and keep that sort of natural curve in your lower back, push down to the floor. Abs are on. And relax. Okay, back up onto our feet. We're going to change the squat style this time. So there's like a normal squat position. We're going to turn out wider and go into a sumo squat. So no big changes, a little bit more hip mobility. We're going to go down nice and wide and push up to the top. So wider stance. Just by hitting some different angles, we're going to work some different muscles. We're going to fit it more through the hips, inside thighs, outside glutes. Arms for balance. And just dropping down nice and low, working the legs again. So tempo is about 2 seconds. 2 seconds down, 2 seconds up. Plenty of time to breathe, plenty of time to brace and get a good workout in. We've got 8 rounds, remember. Okay, or 4 rounds, 8 exercises. Next one, a bit more recovery. Onto our back. Heels tucked close into the backs of the legs. I'm going to lift the hips up, squeeze the glutes at the top, and then back down. Tempo for this one wants to be a 2-2-2. So you've got 2 seconds up, 2 seconds squeeze and hold, 2 seconds down. Keeping your bum off the mat. So we stay elevated, hamstrings and glutes, bit of hip mobility, abs are on. You take some nice deep breaths in after them sumo squats. And relax. Okay, good. This one's going to be a little bit more advanced, so I'll show you a few different ways. We're going to go from kneeling into a half squat. Okay, so knees to feet. Start off with your knees nice and tall. Arms to balance, we're going to go knee onto feet, back to knees. But we're staying in that crouched squat position. We've also got to make sure we're not always pushing off the same leg. So we're going back onto our left side now, down, right side now, halfway through. If you need to come up from that squat position, rise up, set, knees. Rise up, squat and hold, back to knees. Okay, cool. And last one, back into abs. We're going to go for the sit-ups. So for this one, I'm going to have arms straight. We're going to focus on a point in the ceiling or a point in the sky. We don't want to bend the arms. We just want to go for a crunch up and lower back down. Stretch up and lower back down. So just lifting the head, shoulders, and mainly your upper spine. Digging your heels into the ground. Nice bend in the knee. Getting the reps in. Getting the lifts in. Drawing in the belly button to the base of your spine. Nice and controlled so we're not swinging and rocking the arms all over the place. Okay? So that's 8 exercises done. We'll go back to round one more time. I'll show you a few progressions, a few changes. Now we're nice and warmed up, we can sort of add a bit more intensity as well. So back to squats. So, normal squats, we can pick up the pace a little bit now, so we're going to go a little bit faster. If you want to add a bit of calves, you go down, stop, calf raise, down, stop, heels up, or we can even add a bit of a jump. So you're pointing them toes, and you've got that explosive power, upper legs to lower legs. I'll stick with the usual traditional squats. Okay, good. Back down to plank. So I showed you a few adaptations last time. You can do it elbows, you can do it straight arms, you can do toe taps, you can do jacks. I'll show you some different plank styles. So we have the taps. That's it, lateral out to the sides, hip abduction, cores on. We can go for the jacks. Okay. We can link it in with some upper body and do walk-ups. A bit more shoulders, chest, triceps. Okay, we can link it single arms, go for some head taps or shoulder taps. Or you can have a bit of a mixture of everything. Add some knees, add some Spider-Mans, okay, add some mountain climbers. Loads of different plank options there. Back onto our feet. So remember with your leg options, you can add some load. You can hold a kettlebell, a dumbbell, or a bit of weight. So for example, for this one, we could hold a weight to our chest while we did the lunge steps. You might have 2 dumbbells at hip height. You might have a weight plate or a kettlebell or a dumbbell at chest height. You could link it with a front raise. A bit more movement through the shoulder joints. Keep swapping legs. You could even add in a little bit of abs into a twist. Changing sides. But it's all about the balance, coordination, keeping the form, keeping the tempo so not pushing too much. Okay, leg raises. We had a few variations last time. We had doubles, we had singles, we had bent knees. I'll show you a few other ones. Set position. So legs elevate. We could hold a static hold. Go for more of a scissor kick, we go for crossovers, over, under. We could go for double rotations. Changing direction halfway. Go for single rotations, sort of clicking and tapping in the middle. Changing direction. Go back to the footer kicks. Go for slow big doubles. or even the bent ones, or even really lift your bum up as well and get a bit more of a kick up. Plenty of different options there. You can always mix it up, don't want to be getting bored. Back onto our feet. Sumo squats, so we can make these a bit more dynamic. We can keep them nice and slow and controlled. These are good if you had a kettlebell and you do a bit of a sumo deadlift or a sumo squat hang, where you're holding the kettlebell either arm's length, hip height, or load it up to your chest. You can even add a thrust into it. Okay, if you want to make it a bit more dynamic without a weight, we could go narrow to wide, narrow to wide, using the arms for balance, mixing up in different muscle groups through the legs. Okay, easy one. Adaptation for the glute bridges. We can try some singles. So nice and flat on your back. So back to the glutes, hip raise up, 2-2-2 tempos. So we've got the pause, we've got the squeeze. We're not just sort of bouncing and springing off the ground. We could go into singles. We're going to do a bit of a matching leg. You could either do 15 seconds one side, 15 seconds the other side, or keep changing like I'm doing. Or just sticking with doubles, or even sole to sole, going for more like a frog pump, wider into the hips. Okay, good work, nearly done. Or knees to feet. So no big changes for this one. You can add that load again, you can hold the weight, add a bit more intensity. We go from knees, hold, then back down. Knees up, hold, then back down. I'll show you that in sideways. So we're staying nice and low, about 90 degrees here, dropping back down. Keeping that crouch, change that leading leg, upper body forms on, muscles stay engaged on the tops of your legs. Hamstrings, quads, glutes. And then you can come out them squats if you need to. Final one to finish. So you can go for straight arms for the sit-ups. We can add a bit of a double C crunch. So we can have hands to temples. We can link it with a double crunch in the middle, tapping back down, double crunch up, tapping back down. You can go back to more of a full sit-up and really add a bit more explosive power and reach up with them straight arms. Go for a twist, elbow to knee. As long as we're lifting that body, lifting that spine, working that core, keeping a nice tempo. Make sure these arms aren't swinging all over the place. Keep on locked in tight, and that'll do. Okay, so we'll stop there. So I've stopped at the halfway point. I've done the first 2 rounds. You have another 2 rounds to do, okay, where you can add them different movements and go through them 8. What I'd recommend is actually write that list down, which I'll add into the comments. So you've got the 8 exercises to follow, okay, and then you can adapt and change them as you go along. You can use round 1 as a bit of a warm-up, round 2 add some intensity, round 3 change the style, round 4 add some weight. Okay, you can chop and change it as much as you like. I've given you some adaptations, some progressions. It's your home workout, you can kind of make it your own style. Heart rate up, get sweating, get them legs working, get that core engaged. See you next time.